Sanei is an extremely well-known company that's mostly known for making Mario plushes. And today we're going to be looking at their first ever Mario plush set that they made back in 2002 for the game Super Mario Sunshine. This plush set has a total of 6 plushes, both being plushes of Mario and Yoshi, basically just being variants. So with that said, welcome to a look at the Sanei Super Mario Sunshine plush set. Let's start off with the first plush in the set being the Magnet Mario. Now this is the smallest size of the Mario plush that you could actually get from this set, and he actually has magnets in his feet and also his hands. And honestly, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to have magnets in their feet and their hands, but it's overall a pretty cool thing that they added to the set, but I honestly don't know really why they did that. For the design of the Mario plush, it has an iron-on emblem on its hat which could get chipped and damaged. The eyes on this plush are facing to the right, and they're overall very nicely embroidered on as well. Even back when Sanei was first making their plushes, they still had great embroidery, which is something that you'll see on every single one of their plushes since then. Mario's head is overall pretty accurate, it has all the accurate details on it, it's also pretty nicely stuffed. The mustache could use a bit more definition to it, but besides that, it's overall a really good plush. The buttons on this plush are glued onto the overall, so they could end up falling off, especially as these plushes get older, the glue will get worse on them. And one thing that you'll notice about this Mario plush is that he actually has short sleeves instead of long sleeves, and the reason for this is that in the game Super Mario Sunshine, Mario has his sleeves rolled up, so that's why the plush represents it, and is one of the only plushes to ever do this. The rest of the plush basically uses the normal Mario body, and it overall looks pretty accurate. It's overall pretty cool that they added magnets to it. But honestly really doesn't serve that much of a purpose because, you can't really put them on anything. But the official set image that Sanei used is actually just on the metal can. This plush is overall pretty cool looking. If you want it, you could look on eBay or Macari. Now let's go on to the next plush instead, being the Yoshi magnet plush. Now just like the Mario plush, he has magnets in his feet and also in his hands. And one thing that you'll notice about this Yoshi plush is that it basically uses the exact same design as the very popular Mario Party 5 Yoshi plush. And that's because this plush uses the exact same design for the Mario Party 5 plushes as well. For the Mario Party 5 plush set, they just took this Mario Sunshine design of the Yoshi plush and just used that in the Mario Party 5 one. But yeah, overall the face is pretty high quality and it's overall pretty nicely stuffed. The eyes are also really nicely embroidered on, they have all the details that are needed on the face. Yoshi's cell overall looks pretty accurate, while the rest of his body is overall really nicely shaped and is overall really accurate to the game and is nicely stuffed. Unlike Mario, he actually has soles on his shoes. I don't know why they missed that on the Mario plush, but they didn't miss it on the Yoshi plush. But yeah, once again, the magnets are just kind of a weird feature about this plush, and I actually don't know how you would display these plushes using the magnets, but yeah, overall, they still look pretty cool. If you want this plush just like the Mario, it'll overall be pretty expensive, but you could look on websites like Yahoo Japan and also eBay. Moving on to the next plush, we have the Medium Mario. Now this plush basically uses the exact same design as the Magnet Mario, but just bigger, and it also has one very important detail being FLUDD. As well, for some reason on the Magnet plush, they actually didn't include FLUDD because, it would probably be really hard to fit all the details that FLUDD has onto the Magnet plush because, it's overall really small. So it kind of makes sense that they didn't make a really small version of FLUDD, and they might have actually tried, but it probably wouldn't have looked that good, especially because FLUDD had a lot of small details on him, so it would probably be very hard to make being small. But yeah, FLUDD overall looks really good, and it has all the correct details on him. They also have a belt around Mario's overalls to hold FLUDD with, and that's made out of a felt material, so it could actually get damaged. And Mario's hands are stitched onto the side of FLUDD to make it look like he's holding them. But yeah, overall, FLUDD has all the correct details on him, and he overall looks pretty nice. Just like the Magnet plush, the iron-on emblem could get damaged pretty easily, and his face is basically the exact same, except the mustache on this plush is a lot more defined. As well, on the Magnet Mario plush, it was a little too small to make the mustache really defined, but this one they actually did a great job with on most plushes, as well. Sometimes they don't really look that good due to quality control. But yeah, just like the Magnet plush, the buttons could actually fall off the overalls, especially as these plushes get older because they're only glued on. He also has short sleeves, which is a much-needed detail for a Mario Sunshine plush, and once again, he's also missing the soles on his shoes, which is one really simple detail that they forgot in every single Mario plush. But yeah, overall, this is my favorite variant of the Mario in this set due to it having all the correct details on it, overall just looking really nice, and it's also a pretty nice size for displaying. But if you want this plush, it'll be a lot harder to find than the magnet plushes, and you can look on eBay and Yahoo Japan, but it will cost multiple hundreds of dollars. Now let's move on to the next plush, being the medium Yoshi. Now the medium Yoshi plush in this is basically identical to the Mario Party 5 Yoshi plush. The only real way to differentiate them from each other is using the tags. As well, I mean everything with this plush has literally all the exact same details, and I wouldn't be surprised if they use the exact same pattern and didn't even make a new one for the Mario Party 5 set. As well, the medium Mario Party 5 Yoshi plush and the medium Yoshi plush in the Mario Sunshine set are identical. But yeah, overall it's still a really good plush, as well the face is nicely stuffed and also has some pretty nice embroidery on it. His tail and shell are also really nicely stuffed, and they're also really well detailed. He actually has a little bit of stitching on his hands to make them look like fingers. The shoes actually have soles on them, which is overall a really small detail that they forgot to add on the Mario plushes, but they did for the Yoshi plushes. Basically every single detail on this plush is accurate, and it overall looks really nice. Unlike the Mario Party 5 Yoshi plush, this one's basically impossible to find, and it'll take forever to find, but you can look on eBay and Yahoo Japan, but even if you do manage to find it, it'll cost hundreds of dollars. Moving on to the next plush, we have the large Mario. Now this plush uses all the exact same details from the medium Mario plush, but just bigger. Flood looks the exact same, and he also has all the exact same details that could get damaged, like the belt being made out of a felt material, and also Mario's hands being stitched onto the sides of Flood. But yeah, it's still overall really cool to have another Mario plush with Flood on it, as well as one of the only ones that actually do. Mario's face is the exact same, and his mustache overall looks pretty accurate, unlike the magnet variant of the plush, and all the embroidery looks really nice. And I think the embroidery on the eyes look even better on the large variant, as well. They had a lot more space to make extra details. And they also had just a lot more space to make extra definition. It also had some really small details to the eyes that normally wouldn't be able to be put on like the medium variant. The buttons on Mario's overalls could once again get damaged because they're made out of a felt material, and same thing with the belt. Unlike the medium Mario, this Mario is actually sitting down. This plush is much more of a display piece, as well as overall really big, and it's also sitting down. Once again, even though they're right there, they still managed to forget the soles on the shoes, which is overall one detail, especially on this plush, that could very clearly be seen. But yeah, overall, this is a really good Mario plush, and it has all the accurate details on it besides the soles on the shoes, but it's still overall a really nice plush, and it's one of the only plushes made for Mario Sunshine. If you want this plush, it's extremely rare and even harder to find than the medium Mario, so yeah, you can look on eBay or Yahoo Japan, but it'll cost over $500 probably, as well. I've seen them sell in the past for even more than that. Moving on to the next plush, we have the large Yoshi. Now this is the biggest plush in the entire set, and it basically uses the exact same pattern as the medium sized Yoshi, except just a lot bigger, obviously. The face is once again really nicely detailed, and it has all the correct proportions on it. It overall looks pretty nice and has some embroidery on it. His shell is overall pretty accurate. It has all the exact same details as the medium one, except it does have a bit more stitching on the hands to make it look like a few more fingers than the medium size. All the rest of the details on this plush are extremely accurate. The only really bad thing about this plush is that the legs could actually get understuffed. Because since the legs are overall really skinny compared to the rest of the plush, like the body and the feet, they'll overall get understuffed if you don't take good care of them. But yeah, besides that, this plush overall looks really cool, and it's the rarest plush in the entire set. And if you want this plush, you can look on eBay or Yahoo Japan, but I've only ever seen one for sale on Yahoo Japan, and that sold for a ton of money. So yeah, the chances of you finding this plush are slim to none, but you can still try to look for it, but keep in mind you probably won't be able to find it, and even if you do, it'll cost way over $500 probably. But yeah, for Sanei's first ever plush set, I would say they overall did a really good job of it, and it's obvious that they did a good job even on their first plush set, and but you could obviously see that the embroidery on these plushes were overall really good, which you could see in today's plushes that they made. But yeah, which plush is your favorite? Comment that down below, and yeah, have a great day.